Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Advancement Center, to the world of magic and miracles, and to an unbelievably warm day here in Santa Barbara. It's 90 degrees here at the moment. So I've got a wet rag on my lap and ice under my feet. So welcome to another amazing day. One of the things that's really fun about having these extreme external physical conditions is it's a great opportunity to play with that interface between our bodies and the magic. Just as I said that, I felt something. You can actually, that's happening right now. It's a very interesting sensation. It's like you can feel the heat on your skin, but it's not affecting you. I can't really explain that, but so welcome to the world of magic and miracles again. There is so much happening. I know we say that a lot, but it just keeps growing. And so do the opportunities to play with our tools of magic and watch the miracles unfold. Yesterday was a really good example. My mother lives up north in Nevada City and just outside of Grass Valley. And I happened to call her just as I got out for a walk last night. And she declared, "Your timing is incredible." And I said, "What?" She said, "Well, I've spent the last couple hours packing up. I'm in evacuation mode. There's a fire in Grass Valley." One of her friends had already been evacuated. So I got on it, seen past everything that was going on up there and giving direction to calm down, to get into control. And then, of course, I texted our incredibly magical family, which we love to call the Fakawi tribe. If those of you watching that don't know the story, you'll hear the story one day. And I just told everyone what was happening up in Nevada City, and just like, okay, let's all do our magic. And my mother called me back within, I don't know, an hour, and she said she didn't have to evacuate. Anyway, the details are unnecessary. So, of course, I thanked the whole Fakawi family. That's how powerful we are. We can't forget that. But there's even more to this story, because as I sent out this group text to everyone and I was getting beautiful responses back that everyone is on it, I'd start walking into this little trail where I walk up in Solvang. And I've seen many bunny rabbits, little cottontails, many, many times. They're very adorable, and they will run across the path, and they never have stayed. Well, this one, just after everyone's responses about the fire, stayed on the path in front of me, maybe 6 feet in front of me. And I started talking to him, her, and I asked, talk to all the animals for me. Tell them about what's happening in Nevada City. We're all on this. I'm alerting you as well, because we're all in this. This little bunny rabbit sat there looking at me while I spoke to him, looking me straight in the eye. And I finished, and he sat there for a moment, and then he went across the path and into the bush next to the path. Within the next few minutes, every animal that you can imagine showed up on my path. I had a lizard who, instead of running away, looked at me. I had a squirrel who made a noise in the bush, so when I walked by, I could see, oh, you're there. Then there was a dragonfly, which I've never seen on any of my walks in Solvang. It flew right toward me, around me, hung around for a bit, and then left. And where it left to, it directed me to what I believe was a blue heron. There was a noise in this oak tree above me. This beautiful bird taking off in flight. It was the most amazing few minutes of our worlds all coming, more than our worlds, everyone coming and saying, we've got it. It was really a special experience. So this is what we have to play with, and more. I know this is just the beginning. And when we talk about how everything is changing, it's changing so much and so fast. Occasionally, or more than occasionally, it's very easy to feel a bit like you don't know where you are, or I don't even know how to describe, like, just because this shift is happening. And it takes a minute to step into it. It takes a minute. You're spent a lot of I don't even know the words anymore. It's stepping into this new world. The shifts are enormous. So the reason I'm saying all this is to just reassure everyone not to be alarmed or concerned, actually, because that tends to be our first response. Just know great changes are happening. And in fact, it's a reason. It's not a reason. It's something that makes me, that excites me. Every time something new shows up, every time something happens and I'm not in my normal state of feeling like I'm in control, something happens that's unknown, or that you're just, you don't know what time or space you're in. Now I get excited instead of worried, and I go, yes, something really good is happening. And it's really fun to share this with people that you may never see again. With my job at the hotel, I get that great opportunity because we're walking this line right now, especially out there, not on this in this elevated world. We're elevated above it, so you don't have to join in with any of it. But here in the physical plane, there's that fine line right now with people that are taking in the news or taking in the false stories that are being fed them. So it's really fun when you can just push someone enough so they're in a place of comfort. Not even push, it's a nudge, it's a suggestion. They do it themselves, actually. But everyone is very open to it, I've noticed. There used to be more resistance. That's one of the amazing side effects of what's happening right now. What appears to be a lot of chaos in our physical world is actually breaking down barriers. It's really fantastic what's happening. But if you're looking with the eyes of physical earth and this vibrational plane, it's very different than constantly stepping I'm calling it up into the higher vibrational planes. And it's a very different experience. And again, those lower vibrational planes will always attempt to pull you in. It's a very interesting world of almost like inviting you in, something, some little string, some little something to pull you in. And you can even start to go and then go, oh, I'm not going in there. That's a rabbit hole I don't want to go down right now. So this is an amazing time. This is a time of the human beings are actually walking into their power. Everyone is walking into their power, not from a place of mind or brain, walking into their power because a lot of these circumstances have created the perfect situation for that to happen. And of course, the most fun thing to do amidst all of it is to remind people to just enjoy life, have fun. And the minute you say those words, there's this shift, this change that happens. You can feel it. You can physically feel it. People are waiting for the permission to enjoy their life. So don't hesitate to let those words, let that transmission come out of you. Even when you're at the supermarket and walking by a total stranger, there's a level of connection that I'm experiencing with total strangers that I don't remember ever experiencing before, which is all part of what I'm talking about. As you may or may not have experienced before, when there's for me, it was an earthquake many, many years ago. Something that jolts you out of your daily petty concerns of life and sort of throws everyone onto the same plane of, don't know what to call it. It's a place where there's actually a lot more realness in people. And I think I've said this before, how sometimes it takes a disaster or a catastrophe for that to happen, and people will help each other and come together. And what's happening here on planet Earth, this is the longest in my lifetime that I've ever experienced anything that's literally affecting every human being on the planet, having to wear masks and the whole experience. But what it's doing, first of all, everyone is getting sick and tired of wearing masks. But that's what's presenting an amazing opportunity for human beings to finally, once and for all, stand up. Not in a way, I'm not talking about in a riot or a protest. I'm just talking about standing up in your own life, in your awareness of this is all BS. I'll make it look like I'm following the rules, but I'm not really. And not to get drawn in to the intended fear and chaos of all of this. So there's something really powerfully amazing happening right now for humankind. And as I said, I have so much fun interacting with others who maybe, because people are starting to realize the awareness of what is real is building. And sometimes all it takes is a little nudge from someone who knows for them to settle into the comfort of their own selves and their own knowing of what's real. That is what's so exciting. One of the many things that's so exciting about right now. It's funny to talk about what is real, because what is real? We all really do live in our own worlds, but that's what's real, is your world. It's your creation. And something I shared the other night is I'm noticing how, speaking of what's real and of your own creation, is the experience when, say, I'm talking with someone on the phone and I talk about a place. I think I talked, or I wasn't even on the phone. No, I was just talking to David about probably my conversation with my mother on the phone. But as I talk about different places, even as I talk about Nevada City, or then I'll talk about Lake Tahoe, or I literally travel to all of these places. The moment I say the words, the moment I feel the place, I'm there. It's instantaneous. It really sort of took me by surprise for a moment, because I realized how quickly sorry, this bird has got my attention. We have I don't know what it is, but it's talking in the tree next to it, behind us. He's delivering a message. I love it when things, I want to look in his direction. There's something being communicated right now. I'm not sure what it is, but it's enough to but our ability to, I do hear you, birds. Our ability to create our incredible experience of this life in every moment, in every way. And that's another thing that's changing, that's coming to us, is the ways in which we can create within our own lives, literally our own experiences from moment to moment. It's all like, whether you're painting or whether you're creating music, or whatever that looks like for you. We have so many gifts, and we have so many tools to play with. As I see someone with their paintbrush just flinging paint onto this enormous canvas with a big smile on their face, or someone dancing dancing as if no one's looking, but that's not true. It's actually dancing with so much joy. free as a bird. And lifting everyone around them and even not around them, everyone on the planet, spinning and spinning and spinning the energy of life up and up. And the joy grows and the ecstasy grows. There are infinite ways to play. So I just want to say, have the time of your life. Now is the time. No more holding back. There is so much at your fingertips. Do not mean that in a literal sense. It could be that as well. The fingertips of your universal self. And in this place where I find myself, which is actually every place, it's so big that sometimes communicating with words and just sitting in one spot in this physical body can be a very interesting exercise. I went farther than I believe I've gone before, at least on a broadcast. So with that, I'm going to leave you all to continue to play in this beautiful place that you now find yourself and have the time of your life. And from way out there, I wish you all a perfect life, perfect health, and an extraordinarily magic future. Thank you.